Hey y'all, let's make chicken and dumplings. Okay, we're gonna start this recipe with a little bit of olive oil in our pan. And we're gonna brown our chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and season this. Today I'm gonna use some Hilo's Cajun seasoning. And this is our seasoning for pretty much our entire dish. So we wanna make sure and use quite a bit. Now we wanna make sure our chicken is nice and golden brown. We're gonna go ahead and let that happen, and then we'll pull it and put our veggies to cook. Our chicken has browned up so nicely. We're gonna go ahead and pull this. And this is 1 pound of white meat chicken. And then now we're gonna add 1 onion and 5 stalks of celery that I minced up. And let's go ahead and cook that down, and when it's almost done, we're gonna go ahead and add 5 cloves of garlic. Our vegetables are almost done cooking, so we're gonna go ahead and take our 5 cloves of diced garlic. We're gonna let those cook down just a little bit. Now to this, we're gonna add 4 cups of chicken stock. Let's give this a stir, and then we're gonna add in a little bit of water. And I do still have this on high. We're gonna bring this to a boil. I'm gonna put in 2 cups for now, but I have 2 cups reserved just in case we need a little bit more before we put our dumplings in. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our chicken back in, and we're just gonna let this cook for about 30 minutes. We're gonna bring it to a boil and then put the lid on. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start our dumplings while our chicken is cooking. So we have 1 1/4 cup of flour in our bowl. To that, we're gonna add 1/2 tablespoon of baking powder. And I'm using salted butter, so I'm only gonna be putting in 1/4 teaspoon. If you're gonna use unsalted butter, then you'll use 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're just gonna give this a mix. Now we're gonna cut up 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay, and for this, you do need your butter and your milk to be very cold. I haven't taken my milk out of the refrigerator yet because I want it to be cold when we put this in. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut this in with our pastry cutter. Okay, so now that we have fine crumbs, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our milk. I have 1/2 cup of cold milk. So now what we're gonna do is take a little bit of flour, and we're going to dust our counter. And then I am gonna make sure I have enough to also dust our rolling pin. And let's get this dumped out so we can roll this out thin. So the first thing I wanna do is make sure this is in a nice little rectangle. And now we're gonna roll this out. And I do like to come in and kind of shape up our edges so they don't end up too scraggly. So now we're gonna take our knife and we're gonna come through and cut these into little pieces. So now we have all of our little dumplings all ready to go. And what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of flour in this bowl, and I'm gonna lightly flour these, and I'm gonna put them in here and put them in the fridge until I'm ready to put them in our chicken and dumplings, because these have butter in it and we don't want that to warm up too much. It'll ruin them. All right, I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator, and we're gonna go finish up the chicken part of our chicken and dumplings. Okay, our chicken and dumplings has been cooking for about 30 minutes, and our vegetables are still not quite cooked down enough, and our chicken is still a little bit not tender enough. So I'm gonna let this continue to cook for about another 20 minutes, and I'm gonna come back and check on it, and then we'll go ahead and add our sour cream, and we'll cook our dumplings. Our chicken has been cooking for about 15 minutes longer, and it's looking good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add 1 cup of sour cream to this, and then we are gonna need a little bit more broth to cook our dumplings in. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this is turned all the way up, and I am gonna pour a little bit more liquid into this. So we did end up using all 4 cups. Let's give this a stir. let this all come together. And while that is coming together, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start our green beans to go with this on the side. And I am gonna bring this back almost to a rolling boil before we start adding our dumplings in. I'm just gonna cook our green beans in a cast iron skillet. I have a tablespoon of butter in here. And I'm just gonna use some little frozen green beans. And to this, I'm just gonna use the same seasoning I used in our dumplings. Just give those a good sprinkle. And we're just gonna let these saute while our soup is finishing up. This is about to come to a rolling boil, so I'm gonna reduce our heat to medium. Give this a stir. We're gonna add our dumplings in one at a time. And these need to cook for about 15 minutes. All right, last one. We're gonna go ahead and give this a stir. And we're just gonna let those go on ahead and cook. Give our green beans a stir. Give these just a mix. Make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. You just wanna go through and give them just a little stir every now and again. I am gonna go ahead and pop this lid on. We're gonna put these on low and let those keep going until our timer goes off. And our green beans are pretty much done. This is my favorite way to cook green beans. It's so quick, easy, and delicious. Only takes about 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and turn these off, and they'll stay warm in this cast iron skillet for quite a while. So we're just gonna leave them bunched up together in here. All right, y'all, our chicken and dumplings are done. They came out so nice and tender. We did this with a side of sauteed green beans, and our dumplings came out so nice. I hope y'all enjoy this recipe and use it for a quick weeknight dinner. Y'all have a great day.